Early playgrounds were terrifying by History Dame. Let's watch.
When I was a kid, I noticed something interesting happening to the playgrounds in my neighborhood. To put it bluntly, they got lame. Seemingly overnight, all of the best
We have one of these in. It's definitely not this big. We have one of these in my town though. These are fire, but there's our fire. No, I get why they got rid of these though, because like even some adults can hurt themselves on this. It is like safety, but also like it's less fun if it's safer. Um, these are good though. I don't think they should have gotten rid of these.
playgrounds suddenly went from looking like this to looking like this.
Yeah, that like absolutely sucks. Like it doesn't even have a swing. Like if you're gonna have a playground, at least have a swing, you know? This just has like a quarter tube, two circles, like half a ladder, stairs, and a fucking 3 foot tall slide. Like this looks terrible. This looks like some like backroom shit. This doesn't look real. This doesn't look like a real photo.
Interesting, unique wooden playgrounds were suddenly torn down and replaced with these boring, safe cookie cutter layouts. When I decided to explore the disappearance of cool playgrounds online, I discovered that this was not a phenomenon unique to my neighborhood, but to the neighborhoods of kids in my generation all across North America. But if you're a little bit older than me, you might have also noticed something similar happening during your childhood. Except in your case, maybe the playground being torn down looked something like this. Or this.
See, bro, this looks absolutely like. This looks like some like Squid Games death trap. Like this looks terrible. Like I get why they get rid of this. Like there's like 1,000 slides. I don't know what this is. I can't tell. I can't tell what a lot of this shit is. This kid is a fucking daredevil. All right. This is the type of. These are people that are like. These are the type of people that aren't alive nowadays because they're doing shit like this. Like, bro, this is a vertical, semi-vertical pipe, and he's just hanging from it. Like, I don't know. I get why they got rid of this, definitely. This shit is definitely not safe.
Or even this. The reason cited for these changes
Sorry I'm pausing so much, but we don't have, like, we have something similar to this. Like, do y'all know the square things with the nets? I have one of those by a park near me. Like, the ones with the ropes that you climb on. But this looks like some fucking scaffolding. Um, dude, the nets are fire though. Like, even though they're kind of unsafe, they're pretty fun, you know?
was often safety. More
That's what
durable
I said, yeah.
materials, less hard surfaces, or things for kids to fall off of. But are these safer playgrounds really better for children? Or has
See, bro, again, sorry for pausing, but this is literally all I need. We got the spring things that you can like sit on and go back and forth on. Those are so OP, especially when you get a bit older, you start growing, so you have more body mass and weight to launch you farther. That's a fun one. Also, the swings, those are also OP. The swings I'll still use now, bro. The swings are fire. The swings are something like, bro, you can't grow out of that shit.
our quest to protect kids caused us to lose something along the way? Today we're going to be taking a look at the history of playgrounds, learn why they were built in the first place, explore some terrifying early play equipment, and see if a little pinch of danger might be exactly what we need to get kids outside again.
So, bro, I get the whole like danger thing and safety thing, but I do think like to have fun you have to have a bit of danger. But I think if you're having something that looks like a serial like psycho inventor made it, like I think that's kind of pushing it. The wood things though, those are fine. We got to keep those. Those are good.
During the Industrial Revolution, North America would see a huge wave of people moving into urbanized areas. But this sudden population growth would result in many of these new migrants ending up in slums, which, if you know anything about the Victorian era, were one of the last places in history you would ever want to be. The conditions in these slums were downright inhumane.
Well, they had photos?
They were dirty, overcrowded, and filled with crime,
Whoa.
with many of their residents living far below the poverty line.
Wait,
Children who were
hold up. I didn't know they had photos back then. When was photography invented?
The answer I found is 1,800.
Wait. When was the industrial era? Damn! They actually had photography. Shit. I had no idea, bro. What the hell? Bro. These kids have... Oh, they're playing baseball? One more search. When was baseball invented? Oh, bro. This is like... This is post 1840s. Dang. Bro, these kids gotta be hella bored, bro. You know when... You know it's like lame when the kids are just sitting down watching, bro. They didn't even have, like, Netflix. They didn't have, like, Fortnite, bro. Hey, I feel bad for y'all.
growing up in these places didn't have anywhere to play. In fact, some cities like New York actually had laws that banned kids from playing in the street altogether.
What the hell?
But growing concerns about the increasing number of children living below the poverty line caused many people to fear that if they weren't given a proper place to play, then they would instead turn to a life of crime. The first person to come up with the idea for a public play space just for kids was Friedrich Froebel, an educator.
W, bro. I have a question though. Did he actually look like this? Or actually, this might be like an accessory thing. I thought his neck was just like really short.
From Germany, who created what he called the sand garden, or as we know it today, a sandbox. Froebel believed that providing kids with a stimulating environment where they could play with natural materials like sand was integral for their development, and that these sand gardens gave them the opportunity for exploration and learning. This idea would soon be adapted.
Oh my god, this looks like a nightmare, bro. Holy shit. Bro, you can't play. Y'all are just sitting in a sandbox. Y'all look sad as hell, too. Damn, bro. See, this is why it's the worst one, bro. You can't do shit in a sandbox.
Germany, before it eventually made its way to North America and evolved into playgrounds. One of the first of which opened in 1887 in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park.
Oh! Yo, quick reference to my hometown. Alright. So, this actually doesn't look like what it looks like now, surprisingly. But, I don't know what this is. Might be like a double-edged swing. That's kind of lame. What's this? Okay, so it's just swings. Then we got the mules. Are those donkeys or mules? I don't know. Dude, this looks so fucking lame. And I'm from here, so I can vouch her, bro. This is not cool. I mean, I guess at the time, though, it might have been fun. Because they didn't have anything fun. They had, like, plague.
Playgrounds would become hugely popular among large cities, and their benefits were apparent. Not only did they keep kids out of the dangerous...
Oh my... Bro, I'm pausing so much, bro. But, do you see this slide, bro? This is stupid. The hell were y'all thinking, bro? Dude, like... They genuinely did not care about the kids' safety. They just cared about fun and shit, bro. You have to have some safety, bro. Like, I know I was just saying you need danger, but also, bro, you need safety. Like, bro, this shit's like what, 2 feet wide. No handrails. We got this kid with a bamboo stick blocking the path while there's like 8 other kids coming down. 3 kids waiting. Y'all are dead, bro. This kid especially, though.
streets, but they were seen as a place for building good moral citizens. Playgrounds were able to teach children teamwork, risk aversion, social skills, and they helped integrate the children of immigrants into American society. The idea was so successful that even New York, previously the no playing allowed city, mandated in 1895 that every future schoolhouse had to be built with a playground. This widespread adoption of playgrounds would eventually lead to the creation of the Playground Association of America, whose founding tenets included promoting safe environments in order to foster children's mental, physical, and moral well-being. And how did they plan to do that? Well,
what the hell is this, bro? Genuinely, what is this? What are y'all trying to do with this? What do you do? Climb up the freaking ladder. Bro, this is probably the worst shit ever, bro. This looks like a torture method.
Let's take a look at the playgrounds themselves. The biggest difference with early playgrounds is that they were not spaces for free play. While today a kid can just go to a public park and have fun, early playgrounds were treated more like a school gym class. Some sections were segregated by gender, and select locations also included additional facilities like bathrooms, community gardens, and swimming pools.
Oh, wait, that fucking sucks. Wait, oh no, L, bro. How the hell are you gonna have segregation at a playground, bro? That's so crazy. And it's in the age, bro. Fuck playgrounds, bro. Fuck playgrounds back then. Now they're fine. Nah, that's so wild, bro. Segregating a playground? Are we serious, bro?
Playground would be equipped with an attendant who would organize games for the kids that focused on exercise and teamwork. These attendants were integral for ensuring that playgrounds achieved their desired function of teaching kids to be good members of society. The first playgrounds included many of the structures that were familiar.
I don't even think I have to say anything. Are we dead ass? Are we dead ass? Are we fucking dead ass? Alright, so we got about, I'd say it's solid, from what I'm seeing, average height. This person, they're probably about 5'4". This is probably about 2 1/4 of them. There's probably about a 13-foot tall 13-foot tall ladder. Then we got maybe an extra 3 feet, so 16 feet tall. Then we got a slide with no handrails going all the way down, and it's practically vertical. So this shit looks ass, bro. Yo, what's up, Simon Dog?
Only less regulated and considerably more dangerous. Slides could be steep, and often only had low walls to prevent you from falling off, if they had any walls at all.
Bro, this ain't preventing anything. This actually will not prevent anything. This looks like a bleacher. This literally looks like a bleacher that they just tilted.
They were also metal, which made using one in the summer feel like you were descending directly into the burning depths of hell.
We still got that.
Swings were often set on a high frame, which meant that you could get some serious height if you were committed enough.
What? Oh my god, I woke up my dog. My bad. Bro. Oh my god, wait, I have to move my face cam. Look at this.
High frame.
Holy fuck, this is so wild. Oh my god. Dude, this kid's a badass. And he did not survive from this either, since they didn't have any, they couldn't fix broken bones back then or anything, probably, so. Dude, this is his last image of him ever alive. That's actually so wild. You should play Gooning Champions? No, I'm alright, bro.
Which meant that you could get some serious height if you were committed enough, so long as you didn't mind flying off or hitting your head on the nearby play structures. They also weren't confined to the traditional model, and featured all kinds of interesting variations. Then there were the jungle gyms, which first took their name very literally and were designed to just be an outdoor gymnasium. These structures were usually made of wood or metal.
Bro! Yeah, let me time you out for 10 minutes, buddy. So let's say the average height of this kid's probably like 4 foot, what, 10? This looks like about 5 of them. So y'all can do the math. This ain't gymnasiuming anything, bro. Y'all just trying to kill him, bro.
An impressive sight to behold, often acting as the centerpiece of their park. Here, kids could climb, hang, or swing to their heart's content,
bro.
just as long as they didn't mind falling 20 feet to the hard ground below. Some of them also included these things, called sliding poles, which were basically a slide without the slide part, and you would just go down with your legs wrapped
Dude,
around the outside.
what the fuck is
Some
this,
of them
bro?
were also made of wood, so you can only imagine the level of splinters that you were risking. Honestly,
They're made out of wood? Dude, what is this? What is this budget, bro? Y'all really using wood? Y'all are really using like 4x4s for a fucking playground. Not even sanded either. Wild, bro.
I'm not sure if that's better or worse than the metal slide.
That's worse.
Another staple of early playgrounds were spinners and merry-go-rounds.
That's an OG
Unlike
one.
their modern variants, these contraptions had no safety features to limit their speed, meaning that not
shit.
only did they go fast, but they could launch you clear across the playground if you weren't holding
Oh.
on tight enough. Not to mention the extra casualties if you hit other children. But the
Oh,
most
shit.
notorious
Dude,
piece of
she got
playground
bodied.
equipment by far was the giant stride. This was a type of spinner that was built with a singular pole that was topped with a big wheel with
dead ass?
ropes hanging off of it. Kids would hold onto these ropes and then run around the pole as the wheel spun, eventually causing themselves to be lifted into the air by the centrifugal force. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these look super fun, but they were
You actually are lying. Fun is subjective, but this actually just doesn't pure fun. Me personally, I don't want to be on like a 23-foot tall outdoor gymnasium. Just doesn't sound fun to me.
also really dangerous. Children losing their grip and flying off was a common occurrence, and some versions had metal handles, which could then whip around and hit the other children riding. And of course, if another kid isn't paying attention and walks too close to the structure when it's in motion, then they could end up getting kicked in the face. And all of these problems were even worse with the more
Bro, this is literally built on a fucking tree. We are not... It's a wheel on a tree with strings on it, bro. We cannot be dead serious right now.
yourself varieties that some playgrounds used, which could be built as tall as you wanted. These dangers would cause the giant stride to be one of the first pieces of playground equipment removed for safety reasons. But while other structures like the merry-go-round would receive modifications in order to hang around a little longer, as concerns about child safety began to rise, their days were also numbered.
I've seen a few... Whoa, voice crack. I've seen a few merry-go-rounds in my lifetime, though. They don't... Obviously, they probably have, like, a limiter, that kind of stuff, but... I'm pretty sure there's still some of those. I don't know about the giant stride, because that was hella unsafe, but I know we still got some merry-go-rounds.
The onset of World War II would signal the end for many of the original playgrounds.
Damn.
With resources
W.
needed for the war effort, many metal
W that the playgrounds, the dangerous playgrounds are getting rid of. Not W World War II.
play structures would be scrapped, playground attendants were slowly phased out, and the lack of manpower to maintain public parks eventually led to many of these early playgrounds
Oh, yeah,
deteriorating.
dang.
As for their European counterparts, most would be
Damn.
destroyed by bombings during the war. But from the ashes would soon rise a new type of playground, one that would be quite literally built on the remains of old. With nowhere else to go, kids started playing in the
Tire
ruins
swing.
of bomb sites, climbing and exploring the remains of their destroyed
Better
cities.
be a tire swing.
This idea would eventually be adapted into the adventure playground, a type of playground that emphasized allowing children to manipulate their environment. These playgrounds used natural materials, scraps, and junk, and were
Dude, see, this is the type of shit that actually is like could still be considered kind of fun nowadays. Like, you give me like a tire swing on a lake, bro. I'll be at that shit for hours, bro. Or if you just give me like a wooden structure to chill on, I can just like sit there, watch TikTok. I'd have some fun, bro.
designed to have as many free-moving pieces as possible. Some major aspects of adventure
Yeah, so this looks... Is this still around? Dude, this looks hella fun. I don't know what this is, but this looks really fun. This, whatever this is, looks really fun. This actually looks super awesome. This looks like a COD map.
Adventure playgrounds could include tires, tree trunks, building materials and tools, and a variety of found objects. More traditional playgrounds would also change during this time. In the 50s
Light on. I actually installed that recently.
and 60s, there would be a rise in the popularity of novelty playgrounds, ones that had their play structures modeled after a specific theme. These playgrounds still included many of the original staples,
Yeah,
but the
see.
theming provided an extra
This is cool, but this is a one-trick pony, you know? You got 3 slides. That's it. You can go up, down, left, right. And it's so I guess it is a one-trick pony. This does not look fun. This just looks like it'd get hella boring and it'd probably smell really bad for some reason.
level of excitement and visual intrigue. Thanks to improvements in manufacturing, standardized
is
playground
crazy.
equipment would also be available, which allowed for more elaborate designs than
More elaborate designs as in what? I don't even know what to call the Miracle Sputnik. All right. So popular European creation. This looks terrifying. I wouldn't even go on, even if I was fearless, I wouldn't go on this because I just know I'd perish, bro. Who even came up with this, bro? They had to be high on something.
earlier pieces that had to be built from a kit IKEA style. But while playgrounds were getting more interesting, there were also rising concerns about safety. Accidents
Exactly.
had always happened, but in the early days, the presence of supervisors made parents feel more confident that their kids were in a safe place. Although some dangerous elements of playgrounds were phased out, changing social attitudes and several lawsuits in the 1970s would eventually lead to the standardization of playgrounds in North America,
What is that,
and a big
bro?
change in the industry going forward. The 1980s
See, okay, well, we're at the 80s. I think once we get past like 2009, I think that's when it's just going to start going down because that's when we realize like, bro, shit could be held dangerous, but then they fail to consider dangerous can also be fun sometimes.
would see the removal of many play elements that were deemed hazardous, like hard surfaces,
Yeah, I don't know if this is a merry-go-round. I've seen this sometimes. I've seen this every now and then, strolling past a park or something.
tall climbing structures, and many classic pieces of play equipment. New playgrounds were now being built with safety as a priority.
This
Rounded
sucks, bro.
edges,
This
softer
looks
materials,
horrible.
and smaller overall playgrounds, with plenty of bars to keep kids from hanging off the structures or from falling. As for the old playgrounds, many would meet their demise during this time, either for safety reasons or simply because communities were looking to modernize their public parks. But this change in priority didn't mean that there weren't still interesting
Burger King. Burger King. Hell no. Dude, this. First of all, I do not like the taste of Burger King personally, and their playground makes it even worse. This shit looks horrible. We got a cage right here, a burger cage. Tall ass slide that spirals. We got. Actually, I like these things, so these are fine. I think that's the only good thing I see right here.
playgrounds being made. It was during this new safety era in the 80s and 90s that many of the beloved wooden playgrounds would be built, including the ones designed by Leathers and Associates, which some of you might recognize by their really
That's
cool
the good
castle
one.
playgrounds, like the one in Toronto's High Park, which was my childhood favorite.
Beautiful, that's a great
But
one.
unfortunately, as child safety initiatives became more extreme
Alrighty
in the
then.
early 2000s, even these wooden playgrounds were considered too old and
Bro, the wooden ones just look so nice. They're not like really colorful and shit. They're just like you go on it, you have some fun, you chill. Dude, they just look nice. They look like a nice place to hang out, you know? Like, you can. At my age, I would chill here if it wasn't being torn down, you know? Which sucks. That actually sucks.
dangerous. Parents made the argument that they kept children too hidden from view, and there was a risk for splinters or insects making their homes inside the structure. Once again,
bro.
this push for safety would see the removal of many playgrounds from the 80s and 90s, and their replacements becoming even more sterile and boring. But the rise of ultra-safe playgrounds came with a whole set of new problems. Their design philosophy often focused around ensuring that even the youngest child potentially using the structure would be safe. This meant even shorter heights, even more guardrails, and even less moving
This
elements.
looks so ugly.
But while these new measures supposedly reduced the risk of injury in young children, at the same time it ended up isolating the older ones. But come
Exactly.
here. Yeah, come here. Let me tell you something. The children, they yearn for dangerous playgrounds. Yeah, a merry-go-round might be able to launch you 6 feet across the pavement,
She
but
about
they're
to die.
fun. I remember when I was around 8 years old, my family went on a vacation to the Dominican Republic, and the resort there had this really old park with a merry-go-round. Now, I had never encountered one in real life before, and I
That's
spent
wild.
every second that I could spinning on that thing. And you know what? No one got hurt. And I'm guessing that in most of your childhoods, no one got seriously hurt either. In fact, more recent studies have actually shown that North American playgrounds might be too safe. Children have a natural
Exactly.
inclination towards risky play. Risk-taking activities like
Yeah, see, but this, bro, this is fucking wild, bro. You're a fucking psychopath if you built this, bro. Like, you genuinely want kids to die if you built this. What the hell is this? Dude, I would literally rather cut my own finger off than play on this shit, bro. This is terrifying.
climbing a really tall jungle gym can help brain development and improve self-confidence and risk management skills later in life. Some critics have even suggested that these overly safe playgrounds actually cause kids to be more fearful of things like heights and lead to increased anxiety levels. According to Dr. Sandsetter at the Norwegian University for Science and Technology, engaging in risky play mirrors some cognitive behavioral therapy techniques that are used to treat anxiety. And on top of all that, there isn't any clear evidence that these safer playgrounds actually reduce the number of injuries. Little kids are
Well,
always
bro,
gonna
it's just like they don't know that. I think this is just my hypothesis of the situation. I'm not completely sure on if this is truthful or not, but I'm pretty sure they are just making it safer so in case somebody does get hurt, they won't, you know? But like, bro, if you don't actually know that anybody's getting hurt or it's just a few cases of people getting hurt, sometimes it might be them. Not trying to shift the blame, but sometimes it can just be their fault.
find some way to hurt themselves, whether that's falling off a slide or just eating wood chips. But all hope
Yeah,
is not
see,
lost.
bro, this isn't. Oh wait, buckets. Nope. Buckets. Nah. What was I saying? Yeah, bro, eating wood chips? Are we serious? Eating wood chips is just like you just don't do that thing, bro. Just teach that to your kid. Like, you don't have to get rid of wood chips. Just don't fucking eat them.
In recent years, there have been several groups that have sought to improve playground quality in North America. Companies like Compan, for example, are building innovative playgrounds that focus on giving kids the physical and mental development that they need. And they even brought back the spinny things! And the sliding poles!
Yeah,
And they're not
see.
alone. There are plenty of other amazing people out there that are trying to create both a
This looks fun as hell. Like I was saying before, the big shit doesn't. I don't like the big shit, but when it doesn't look like overtly dangerous, like bro, I'd play on. Bro, this looks hype. We got like a fucking mansion over here made out of wood. Probably hella shit inside there. We got the classic things, the wood. We got spinny swings. Those swings suck though. This looks hype. We got a palm tree. That's cool. This looks like it takes place in like Florida or something. Except I don't think they'd build a play structure this nice in Florida.
safe and exciting environment for kids. Like this playground at the Scenic Caves in
Oh, see, this is what we have. This is hella, bro. I love these.
Blue Mountain, Ontario, which has an old-timey jungle gym. It also has this wooden statue of Shrek, which I totally thought I imagined as a kid, but it's real, and it's important to me that you know that. There's even a few adventure playgrounds left, like the one in Berkeley, California.
Oh.
As less and less children are playing outside, we need good playgrounds more than ever. As less and less, there's even a few adventure playgrounds.
Oh, wait. I could go there, like, right now. Wait, I'd fucking go here. This is hype. Wait, children going to adventure playground. Oh, it must be with an adult. I thought you meant they must be an adult. I was like, what? Children 7 years or older can be signed in and left. Children with parents are free. Bro, I think, me personally, I think that all playgrounds should be free because you shouldn't put a price on fun. Oh, I just spat facts there right now.
Playgrounds left, like the one in Berkeley, California. As less and less children are playing outside, we need good playgrounds more than ever. But thankfully, things are back on the right track, and future generations have a lot to look forward to. And there you have it. That's the history of playgrounds.
That was a great video. Let me like that. Let's see. Nobody will get hurt if nobody uses it. Exactly. That's actually exactly what I explained. Getting hurt was probably the most important memories of my memorable parts of my childhood. I wouldn't say that, but I low-key agree. Like, you gotta get hurt once or twice. It's a learning experience. If you never get hurt, you never learn a lesson. I immediately noticed the more dangerous playgrounds kids were actually using them. Yeah, but also the more dangerous stuff is all they really had. All they could really do is play baseball, and that's kind of it. So, hey, W video. See you, YouTube. Thank you for watching.